Today, we're going to look at how we're really utilizing the knees when we're walking in tango. Now, I've already talked about the fact that in tango, there is primarily 3 different directions that you can go in. That's really it. Everything else is some version of those 3 directions, and that is forward, back, and side. So we're going to explore through those steps, forward, back, and side, how we can utilize the knees to make our body more stable and more buoyant, more ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is have your feet hips width apart and parallel. So I want you to first warm up the knees. And what we're doing here is just bending the knees as I'm shifting weight side to side. And I'm doing this just for the purpose of warming up the knees a little bit, almost like I'm running in place. And then I'm going to split weight and do it with both knees for a few moments. And that reminder to relax around your lower back curve, so not tucking the pelvis, using the core to keep your spine aligned in this way, in this neutral curve. So we're going to be diving into our hips and pelvis next month. So here I'm giving you just some instruction from those future tutorials. All right. Now, let's go ahead and shift your weight to one side. So let's say you're on the right foot, and we're just going to bounce up and down in that knee a few times. And then we're going to shift over to the left, do the same thing. And as I'm doing it, you see how my feet are naturally starting to kind of turn out? Like I have this desire to turn them out just a little bit because it actually makes me a little bit more stable. So I want you to connect with that. We talked a lot about the foot alignment and turnout last month. So if you haven't seen that content, you can check it out afterwards. And so now you're a little bit turned out. Okay? Now, we're going to transfer over to the left here. I continue to bounce, but I'm going to collect, and then I'm going to step forward, and I just keep bouncing. And then I step back. And I step side, and I'm doing this in a very casual way. I'm always kind of like not even thinking about tango. I'm just thinking about walking forward, back, and side, right? So maybe you're hearing some sort of tune in your head while you're doing it. Good. Now I want you to come to stillness. So you're on the right foot. Come to stillness, but keep your knee slightly soft. I want you to extend your left leg. And as you extend the left leg, the right knee is going to bend. You're going to come through this nice kind of open position, almost like a Tai Chi position. The knees are slightly soft, all the way to the other side. Collect, and then forward. Now, as you're reaching forward, your standing leg is very soft. Forward, I'm leading with the heel. Transfer. Standing leg, now soft. Collect. And then back. Collect. And then side. Collect. So the reaching leg is going to really elongate all the way. The standing leg is going to be soft, right? And then I press forward. The moment I start transferring the weight onto my new axis, my knee will soften. And now my back leg, since it's free, it's really going to stretch out. Good. And then I collect. Bend the standing leg to step back. Move through full extension of the knee. Collect. Side. Free leg extended fully, standing leg slightly bent. We transfer softening onto that standing leg, the new axis. Collect, extend. Now I really extend through my front leg here, my free leg. I show the line. Transfer, and then here, once I transfer, I bend the knee. Collect. Good, let's do it at speed here. So back, side, forward, back, side, and forward. Good. Back, side, forward, back, side, and forward. Good. Now, before we move on with the last phase of this exercise, I want to mention something again that I talked about earlier. And that is, when we're taking a forward step, you really want to make sure that you're not crossing over your line. So what that means is that your leg is, your femur is going to reach on the inside of your hip. You see now I'm kind of crossing over. That makes it difficult for the body to stay more balanced. Sometimes you might choose to do it for aesthetic effect. There might be a particular move you're trying to do, but in general, you want to make sure that your femur just lines up with the hip directly. So sometimes I think about having a block between my thighs, and if you do have a block at home, you can actually do this with the block, have the block on the inside here, and you won't be able to take very big side steps. But on a forward step here, when I reach forward, you see how my leg really is forced to align with the hip. I cannot, it's very hard for me to cross it over. So this becomes a tool that you can use to feel that in your body. And then you can do it a couple of times and then release it and try it without the block. Okay, now this is going to be important for this next part of the exercise. Every time that you land on your new axis, you're going to take a little hop. Now, if you can't take a full hop, take a fake hop, meaning that pretend, right? So it's kind of like, I'm just going to bend and straighten as if I'm gonna leap up. It doesn't matter that you don't actually do it, but I want you to go through the motion in the knee as if you're going to be doing it, okay? So here we go. You're on the right foot. You're going to extend through your left leg. Coming to your first axis here on the left, you're going to collect and then hop. Woo, good. See, and really land on that bent knee. Extend the right leg, step. Standing leg is soft, and now hop. Good, and then back, collect and hop, and side, collect and hop, and forward, collect and hop. Good, and back. Good. Shake it out. We're going to do it one more time, maybe two more times. And so what we're learning in this exercise is that every time you land on your axis, you want to anticipate this kind of demand that you should be able to hop. So whenever you're dancing, every time you land, you want to be in this preparatory place where you can really push off the ground. That's ideal. Same thing if you're wearing heels. It's going to be the same principle. You're going to have to bend your knees a little bit more than if you're not dancing in heels. So let's just do a couple of more repetitions together. So you're on the right leg. We're going to bend the knee, straighten through the left leg, transfer, soften the knee, collect, and hop. Good. Stay upright. And forward. Land onto your next axis and hop. Good. And back. And hop, and side, and hop, and forward, and hop, and back, and hop. One more time. Remember, this is going to be very important here. Remember to land so that the knee, the hip, the thigh are all aligned, yeah? So we're going to go side, collect, hop, forward, collect, hop, back, collect, hop, side, collect, hop, forward, collect, hop, and back, collect, hop. Good, shake it out. Whew. Good job. So this exercise really brings together everything we've talked about this month. So it can be done on its own or in conjunction with the exercise from last week where we practiced the releve on both legs. So you can try doing this maybe every other day or every day if you're really ambitious, and just going through a few repetitions, forward, back, side, really practicing landing on your axis. And you don't have to do it more than once or twice on each side. And then if you are really interested in adding a little bit more challenge, one thing that's very exciting and kind of scary to do is try to do it with your eyes closed. Really interesting experience to try to really feel the arrival on the axis, stabilization, jumping, collecting your axis again, and then stepping. Really reveals to you some other areas that might be a little weak. So try it out. Let me know how it goes. If you have any other questions or if you want to share some feedback with me, pop that into the comments below. I really love hearing from you all, and I look forward to next month where we're really talking about the pelvis, the hips, this thing called SI joint. If you don't know what it is, it's amazing. So you'll know about it all next month. Until then, ciao.